Commanders, welcome back to another game of Beyond All Reason. In this match, we have an 8v8 coming your way with the top OS player being all the way at level 46 and the bottom player at level 8. What does this mean? This match is kind of like a loot box. You expect great results, but at the end of the day, you just don't know what you're gonna get. And that's one of my favorite reasons, beyond the reasons, of casting a game with such a skill disparity. I think it's fun and entertaining as you have good and bad players in the same match. That allows for a lot of chaotic and unforeseen builds, playstyles, and even victories to shape out. As the match heads into that early game here, the ticks are out for our beige player, that is OS 23, and he's just looking to get a bit of chip damage while not losing his units. And sadly, he did get one metal extractor, but not enough to make the scout investment really worth it, as he has spent a decent amount of coin on building these rovers, and it looks like he's not going to be able to get anything else, and that is quite sad to see. Some extra micro coming in here. Managed to snipe one more, done, dusted, and now they look like they will be cleaned up, preventing any further destruction on the side of blue. Now this is a 8v8, of course, and this map is flat as the earth is. There's no hills, no rocks or terrain, just an open field where fun is about to begin. This allows for a lot of opportunities for units to get by and get some damage dealt. Yes, there is rocks inside the base, but these rocks don't matter nearly as much as the front line, as that is where the units will slip past. But we can see a desperate attempt from the red team, still trying to get scouts and still trying to shut down those early metal extractors, but yet the damage has not been caused. Blue gets out of the early game with very few casualties, where red has racked up quite the graveyard. Now we've entered into that mid-early game where the teams are now getting to the middle of the map and the lines will have been drawn. Here, base defenses will start coming up along with slower, more stable units to trade out better, as rovers and blitzes, well, they don't do very good against defenses or heavily armored tier 1. DHME, the yellow commander here, going up pretty far, looks to contest the 2.4 metal in the middle, and that's always the best part when the brawls happen right on this line. But no one has gotten a clear advantage yet. Each team is desperately trying to get an advantage, but both sides are playing very well, not letting anything slip past, and no micro mistakes have yet to come. We have blue going a bit forward here, getting a bit aggressive. Maybe he had his extra espresso this morning. He's looking to do some damage in a bit of a 2v1, but he fall back relatively shortly, seeing the Centurions walking up. He knows his pawns do not stand a chance against that tier 1.5 unit. As we head to the northern side, let's introspect the commander Die Loop, as he's deep into red territory here, getting completely swarmed, but his turrets on the backhand able to clean up the over-aggressive player. The one major problem when you have a lab this close to the front line is if Die Loop walks up, this is a free D gun. That's a free economy down in shambles, as it does cost 570 metal and you'll be down production for quite some time. It looks like he's just going to use his blitzes, get some damage done while base crawling with his defenses. Looking to spawn camp the brutes coming out of the laboratory. Now this won't be a game-ending play, but this is a huge momentum push. as he's able to deny multiple metal extractors. And when you have the advantage, you hold the cards to what's about to go down. You don't know if your opponent's going to go eco or build more units, but when you're on defensive, you're always forced to prepare for all acts of violence. And down here in the south, there is plenty of it. As Chrono, looking to move in with his pawns, denying Droid from pushing up any further. We could see tier 2 come online in the next few minutes. But we have a bit of an air transition though out of Droid. Very interesting, going for gunships. If this gets spotted before they are able to mass, this could be a huge waste of metal. And getting sniped in the north. Good from our light blue player. Dog is open. But I'm focusing on these gunships, as these could end the game if they get into a big swarm of like 20 and they are left unspotted. But the pawns here are going to force the gunships to respawn, or will he hide them and just send them into the front line? Decisions. He's looking to hide them still. I don't believe they've been spotted. But the red player is inside of blue's base. This is no longer a run by, but a home invasion, as his entire base starts to go up in flames. Meanwhile, the gunships are pushing up, but I guess they were spotted as the anti-air is flooding out. The air lab, complete waste of money. The pawns have been abandoned as Chrono has went to get that bag of milk. And yes, I am Canadian, and yes, we have bags of milk. Destroyed. Mex is continually getting sniped. Blue is all but dead at this point, as Chrono has secured the bottom side, but not before he loses his commander on the front line. And Droid knows what he has to do. Eat that baby dry. But Red does not want to allow this to happen, as he's forcing out his units. Yellow is there to back him up, and they snipe down Blue's commander. Now there's a bunch of metal in front of the base, 2.6k waiting to be gobbled up. Even Jeff Bezos would be kind of jealous. Purple on the front line, looking to hold strong. Green winning. Light blue destroying, and the northern side has been dead even. So if we take a step back and look at the map, what has happened and what exactly is going on. The bottom is completely won by red. This line here is pretty much even, but the middle is being won by blue. So there is still hope for blue to win this game, as they're not losing all fronts. And that's one of the beauty of playing a team game. When you win, you tell yourself you're the MVP, but when you lose, it's always your teammate's fault. In this game, it looks like blue is going to try and carry through their middle players, as the corpses stack, bodies to spare. They just keep piling up. The numbers don't stop. And the front line is just a complete war zone. You see teams funneling in their units here one by one. I believe they are just trying to stop Reclaim from either side. But at some point you are just throwing away your units. Remember, blue has to send his units much farther than pink does to get to this battlefield. Because of this, he will lose the trade over the long run, and that's exactly what is happening. Even though there's two people fighting pink, he's still trading extremely well. Just think if this was just one player, destroyed, he would just be donating his army to charity. As Elite gets here, there is 8,000 metal on the line, and whoever wins this graveyard, I believe, will win the game. Pink has won the graveyard. Blue in shambles, and their hopes and dreams fading. The Reclaim is his, and this man is eating better than a 500-pound man is at McDonald's. If we go back to the map, let's have a look on the southern side. Red has not been able to kill blue yet. The turrets have held strong, and he is now hunkered down like a turtle in his shell.
Destroyed.
Purple holding strong in the middle, and light green here using the opportunity of yellow double teaming blue in that early game to get a bit of an economic advantage. Yellow's trying to be a team player, setting his units around the map, helping everyone but himself, and if he doesn't get the damage done, this could bite him in the booty. Let's head back to the most important fight of the match, over the 10,000 medal field now, as both teams are streamlining units in. They want it, and they want it now. The problem here is if tier 2 comes online from either side, this will guarantee this field to somebody else. Eventually, maybe green or light green from the top here from blue team will start to help the center part. When that happens, the game could completely change. Looks like pink has now ran out of steam. The blitzes have been spammed, but blue seems to have a better economy and more power as he's able to try and reclaim the centered field. Stoots, thugs going at it. It's a bloodbath. And at this point, will there ever be a victor, or is it going to be locked in this stalemate for centuries? However, direct our attention to the purple player as he has finally broken through, something no man has done yet on the map, shoving his way past the front line and using his tier 2 advantage to dismantle the Millennium Falcon. Tier 2 is good, but when you don't have time to produce it and you already have units knocking on your doorstep, is usually a little bit too late. But the game is not over, as if these units die without doing enough damage, that's 2,000 metal donated over to red team. The commander has got to dodge, he has to weave. That's, if he blows up, these factories will be going with him. The Millennium's Falcons' chances of winning have just dropped down to the bottom of the well. We zoom out once more to look at the rest state of the map, and pink and blue are still fighting over the same field. War is upon them, as no one has been able to reclaim that. Blue holding on to dear life, very impressive, as I believed he was dead when red completely owned his base in the earlier stages. But the middle of the map has now completely blown open, and red is getting flooded by the blue armada, knocking on their doorstep, destroying unit bases, everything. We do not discriminate here in the robot culture. We kill everything equally and with love. The hounds hounding the Falcon player. Pink
Commander
or
destroyed.
purple, depending on how your eyes work, is doing God's work here, shattering his hopes and dreams and cleaning the remainder of the base. Millennium Falcon is now out of the game, and with that, red team will forfeit and end the match. If you guys did enjoy the video, like and subscribe.